Hi. You look tired.
Yeah, it's been a long day. Were you eating?
No, I was waiting for you.
Well, why don't we have a late supper?
I'd rather have a talk.
Come on, Brenda, I'm beat.
You're beat. Well, last time you were beat was when you got back from your trip to Buffalo. So, exactly how long do you want to avoid this?
Avoid what? I got divorced. Miranda's history.
Yeah, so why did you give her a book of poems?
I got a better question. If you're so concerned about it, then why did you bring it to her? Miranda, some thoughts to carry forward.
Would you like to join me for a drink?
You were expecting maybe Michelle Pfeiffer?
What?
Stefan, are you all right? You look as though you just woke up from a nightmare.
Nicholas, your mother knew that you loved her.
I never said it. I wanted to. But
Don't you know there are other ways to communicate besides words? Laura was a very smart woman. I promise you, she knew how you felt.
she tried so hard. Pushed me. I just pushed her away. Just pushed her away. I'm sorry. I have no right to carry on like this in front of you. I know you have your own problems.
Nicholas, I'm your friend. You can be completely open with me.
Mac, look at her. She needs help. If we can get her to Switzerland, there is a chance that they can bring her back.
You are asking me to do the impossible.
We're asking you to help save our family, Mac. The Cassadines did this to Leslie by pumping her full of some kind of poison. If Stefan thinks that she's alive and can finger him, he'll come after her. He'll kill her.
Not while I'm police commissioner, Luke.
Oh, you know better than that, Bubba. If he wants her, he'll get her.
Laura can take her mother anywhere she wants to, but you are coming with me.
Well, I'm sorry, Commissioner, but I'm staying here with my family.
We don't have a choice. You are wanted for questioning in the attempted murder of Catherine Bell.
And that is utterly ridiculous, and you know it. What is my motive?
Witnesses said you had an argument with Catherine the night that Laura died. That you were drunk, that you went to Spoon Island and threatened Stefan Cassadine with a gun.
Well, sure I did. It was all part of the plot. Trying to convince him that Laura was dead.
The bullet they took from Catherine was from your gun, which was found at the scene.
Sure. Stefan found it. And he framed me. It's the end of that's it. That's all there is to it, man.
Mac, you can't really believe that Luke shot Catherine Bell.
His fingerprints are on the gun. I can't look the other way.
Never say never, Commissioner.
Corinthos, I should have known. But him, I don't get.
Join the club. The guy's a moron.
Oh, now, wait a minute.
No,
Sonny.
you wait a minute. That's all I asked you to do. Wait while my driver brings you here. You couldn't even do that, could you?
No, I don't take orders from you.
Good thing, since, you led the cop to the front door. Did you cook him dinner, too?
All right, that's enough. That'll wait. The commissioner here's about to make a major arrest.
Unless we can convince him otherwise.
This is not a negotiation. I have an outstanding warrant for your arrest. Look, if you didn't shoot Catherine, Luke, come back and prove it.
Right. From the slammer.
I'll handle her.
Look, I promise you, I will put every available officer on this investigation.
Oh, gee, Scorpio, that makes me feel so much better. And in the meantime, just for argument's sake, who's going to protect my family?
Maybe I will, huh? Maybe I want to help. And you got Sonny here and all his wonderful resources. You don't seem to understand. The longer you remain a fugitive, the harder it will be to clear your name.
No, it won't, because I didn't do it.
Then how do you explain the prince and the gun?
Okay, Mac, this is like, one more time, slowly. Okay? Try to follow me here. I went to Cassadine. I threatened him with the gun. And what's happening here is the same old thing, man. It's Timoria. He's having his payback. Don't you get it?
Mac, listen, you can't honestly believe that my dad, Luke, would just haul off and shoot Catherine and leave her there dying. Think, come on.
I'm thinking, Lucky. Maybe your dad went to go shoot Cassadine, and he hit Catherine without even realizing it.
Ask Bobby. She was there. She saw the whole thing.
All the more reason to turn yourself in. Come on, come back to town and straighten this out.
You know what? We're wasting time here. I appreciate your position, but what it boils down to is numbers. Look around, Mac. You're outnumbered. You guys grab your stuff. You don't want to miss the plane.
No one's going anywhere. Are we clear on that?
Forgive me, Barbara. I visited Laura's grave today, and I'm not feeling myself.
Oh. Well, you're braver than I am. I guess part of me is just hoping that if I don't go there, she won't really be dead.
Well, I realized when I was there that I had so many things to say to her, but now it's too late.
Well, I suspect that Nicholas feels the same way. He just won't admit it.
I'm sure you're right. In fact, I think he was there today as well.
For all of his protests to the contrary, he loved her very much. I think you cared for her, too.
Yes, well. How did things go in court today?
Fireworks galore. Dorman took the stand. He told the judge that the only reason he got involved in the affair with Monica was because he felt sorry for her, and Alan got so angry, he jumped up and he punched him out.
What a stupid thing to do. How could he allow himself to lose control that way?
Well, it's not a side of himself that he displays very often, but actually, it was kind of terrific, the way he defended her honor.
This isn't a fairy tale, Barbara. It's a trial. His playing the hero could have negative repercussions on Monica's case.
Life is so strange. Who would have ever thought that something this horrendous could actually bring Alan and Monica back together again? Who knows? Maybe there's even hope for Luke and me. Angry as I am, I still miss him.
Barbara. What happened was not your fault. It's about me. Luke can't stand the thought of the two of us together.
Hey, I knew what I was doing when I married you. And I have never regretted it for a moment. Luke may have disowned me, but being Nicholas's stepmother connects me to Laura, and whether he likes it or not, it still connects me to Luke. Who knows? Maybe one of these days Luke will realize that he's been wrong about you. Yeah, right. Got a nice bridge in San Francisco I can buy.
I'm snimming like a child.
Haven't you ever heard that women are suckers for men who cry?
My uncle will go nuts if he saw me like this. He just doesn't show his emotions.
Well, apparently he doesn't show his face either. Here he goes to all this trouble to foot the bill to fly in the specials from Geneva. And he can't even be bothered to stop in here and say hello.
Yeah, my uncle has his own way of doing things.
Oh, if you ask me, it's just plain rude. And you can tell him I said that. And if he's worried about a lawsuit, you can tell him I don't need his money.
Be sure and pass that on to him.
What's so funny?
Not that I'm just imagining you raking my uncle over the coals.
Well, he could use a lesson in manners. And if you ask me, the only thing he has going for him is that he's your uncle. And you could tell him that, too.
Oh, I will.
Good. All right, now beat it and let me mope in peace.
Okay. Look, thank you for,
Listen. Just make sure you're here for me when I need to have a good cry.
Deal.
Deal.
Oh, almost forgot. I brought this for you. It's a book on Tai Chi Kwan.
This is what you were doing the day I met you, with all those fancy hand movements.
Yeah.
What, do you think somebody's gonna mug me in my wheelchair?
Well, beside it being a martial art, it's thought to have restorative powers of the mind and body. So, I thought you might like to read it.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to intrude.
It's all right, Miranda. Come on in. Miranda, this is Nicholas Cassadine. Nicholas, this is Miranda Jameson.
Pleasure to meet you.
Same here.
Excuse me. I have to get back to work, but let me know if you need anything.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I tell you, I have a mad crush on that guy. If he was a little bit older, I think I would have to marry him. But I suppose he could do better than an older woman who is paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh no, what can I do to cheer you up?
Tell me about the divorce and don't leave out a single detail.
The reason why I brought her the damn book is because I was concerned about you and about us.
You're gonna have to do better than that.
Oh, all right. Well, how about that I wanted to tell her to let you go?
Let me go? It wasn't up to her. It was up to me. And I divorced her. It's over. Can it be any clearer?
How over is it if you still have feelings for her?
Yes, I still have feelings for her. Call it love, call it friendship, call it whatever you want. I was in love with her, for God's sake. And if it wasn't for that explosion, we'd probably still be married. But there was an explosion. And I thought she was dead. And I mourned her. And when I was done, I met you and fell head over heels in love. I asked you to be my wife. Now, if that's not enough, I don't know what more I can do.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make my peace with this.
So do it. Stop torturing yourself and believe me. I love you. I'm here with you.
I know that a part of you is here with me, and a part of you is still with Miranda, and a part of you will always be with Miranda.
Oh, we just keep going around in circles.
Well, and it always comes back to the same thing, doesn't it? And that is that you should have told me about her before you married me.
I explained all
I know
that.
that you explained it to me, Jax. You told me. All the excuses, it was too painful. Oh, you blocked it out. But the truth is, you didn't really tell me because you knew what it would do to us.
And once I get them settled safely in Europe and Leslie into the clinic, I'll come back. I'll face the charges. You have my word.
Your word. Your word. I just heard you mourn your dead wife. Why should I ever believe anything you say again?
Mac, look at her. This is my mother. She has been drugged and held captive for years. That's the kind of thing that these people do. You know that my husband didn't shoot Catherine. In your heart, you know it. So let us go.
Come on, Bubba, if you do this, I swear I'll come back. I'll stand trial. I'm not afraid of that because I'm innocent. And after I'm cleared, the Spencers will disappear, man. You'll never hear of any of us again.
You're a good man, Scorpio. Even if you are a cop, but it's not always about the letter of the law.
She does need help, Mac. She ain't gonna get it here.
Please.
We have you surrounded. Throw down your weapons and put your hands where we can see them.
You heard the man.
We're not armed. You can put your guns away. What's up, officer?
You're under arrest for the attempted murder of Catherine Bell. Read them the rights.
Hey, wait a minute. My wife isn't a suspect.
Aiding and abetting a fugitive. Well, you mind telling me when you were planning on calling for backup, Commissioner?
Why? Does it look like I need it? Suppose you tell me just what the hell you think you're doing.
Looks like he's trying to take over your bus to me.
I was following Dr. Hardy like you told me to. When he showed up here, I planned to stake the place out.
And you saw me come in?
Yes.
Then when were you gonna tell me just what the hell was going on?
I was about to tell you when Mr. Corinto showed up. Then when you didn't come out right away, I got word, so I called for backup.
Look around. As you can see, I've got everything under control. Detective Taggart.
What about those two?
We were just about to go back to Port Charles.
You look a little disappointed there, Taggart.
You can do your talking downtown, Corinto, so shut up!
Cuff him.
Come on, Mac. For what? Visiting a
Trying to help Luke Spencer leave the country.
Yeah. Prove it, Taggart.
Mac, you're not gonna touch my mom, okay? She didn't do anything.
All right. Cool down, cowboy. You'll be all right. Everything's gonna be just fine.
Mac, will you take the kids over to Ruby's, please?
Sure.
Hey, I'm just the attending physician here. Look, I'm taking care of this lady. She's very sick. She's in my care.
Mother?
Mother, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Don't get upset. Don't get upset. Everything's gonna be okay.
Do not cuff the women.
Well, hold it! They are accessories.
You listen to me, Taggart, or you're gonna be collecting tolls on the interstate for the rest of your career. You understand me?
Do as he says.
Somebody get an ambulance for Mrs. Spencer's mother.
Look, I know you're hurting, Brenda. I respect that. But don't ever tell me what I felt like when I thought Miranda died.
That's not what I said. You don't have an exclusive on Payne, Jax. Do you know that? How do you think I feel? Falling in love with someone only to find out that he didn't trust me enough to tell me that he was married before, and he still hung up on his ex-wife, right? And I am so sorry that that's not as tragic and grand as mourning over your dead love, but it's the same thing. It's what keeps me up in the middle of the night. Pain is pain. There is no difference. So I wish that you would stop pretending like everything is just fine when it is not, just because you have some stupid piece of paper.
What is this? Heads I win, tails you lose. What do you want me to write it in blood? I love you. I don't want to be with her.
If you don't want to be with her, then why did you give her a book of poems on the day you were divorcing her? Some thoughts to carry you forward. That doesn't sound like any goodbye I've ever heard of before,
Brenda,
Jax.
don't do this.
Don't do what? She is the love of your life. Right? And don't tell me that she's not, because I heard you tell your mother that in the hospital.
That wasn't meant as a comparison to you.
How am I supposed to take it then? Because, see, I thought that I was your first love. And do you know how it feels to find out that that's a lie? Do you know how it felt for me to sit there and read the letters that you wrote her? Knowing that you've never said anything like that to me before in that way, and you probably never will.
I love you, Brenda. I promise I will never, ever keep anything from you again.
Did you sleep with Miranda when you were in Australia?
What can I say? It was your basic, no frills, down and dirty divorce. And then afterwards, we got stuck in an ice storm and had to spend the night together in a motel.
You're kidding. Did you sleep together?
No. Though for a while there, we were really close.
Oh, you'd have to set the scene for me.
All right. We were in this unbelievably seedy motel on the outskirts of Buffalo. And I went in to take a shower to warm up. Jax went to raid the vending machines to get us something to eat. And he came back with every kind of junk food you could possibly imagine.
How resourceful of him.
Yes. So we sat down and started devouring potato chips and candy bars. And then he pulls this orange out of nowhere, which I still have no idea where that came from. And we started rolling around on the bed fighting over it and staring into each other's eyes, ready to pounce. And right when I thought it was really gonna happen,
Brenda showed up being pulled by a team of huskies and burst through the door.
no, the phone rang and they said the car was fixed and the roads were passable. Great story, huh?
So what happened then? You just went your separate ways and forget that it ever happened?
Believe me, being in that motel room with Jax and not going to bed with him, it was almost as hard as giving him up the first time. No, I take that back. It was even harder, because this time I wanted him and he wanted me, and I could tell from the look in his eyes that it wasn't out of pity.
Maybe this divorce was a mistake.
No. No, it's the right thing. We're both different people now.
Different how? Who were you then, Miranda? What were you like before the accident?
Nicholas, I'm glad you're home.
I'll give that man a prize.
Why must you act that way so often lately?
Because it's how I feel.
I see. Where have you been?
The friend. Somebody who actually listens to me, if you can imagine that.
Well, you know, I would be happy to listen to you, Nicholas, if you gave me the chance. Now, I realize that you're growing up and you're developing new friendships, a life of your own. But the truth is, I miss you.
I'm right here. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a message for you from Catherine Bell.
Catherine? Is that the friend you were visiting?
Yeah, she was wondering what kind of a man could be so cold and remote that he could not even once call or visit her since the day of the accident. And you know what? So do I.
You know I've been concerned about her. I'll do it first thing in the morning.
Good.
Nicholas, I visited Laura's grave today. Did you leave flowers there?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed you. Perhaps one day we could pay our respects together.
What for?
Because we're family. Because I cared very much for her, and I care for you.
And I'm supposed to believe that? How am I supposed to trust anything you say after everything that's happened?
I have always been truthful with you.
Right. Right. Just like you were about how Laura's mother died. Well, the first time she died.
As you know, there were extenuating circumstances.
As always with you, you're always holding something back. See, that's one of the things that I've come to appreciate about my mother. You always know where you stood with her. There's never some hidden agenda that I had to worry about.
Nicholas, I realize that you're hurt and angry because of your mother's death. And maybe you feel the need to rewrite history now that she's gone, so that you can forget the truth, which is that you never really knew where you stood from one day to the next with her, and you have no right to paint me as your enemy in the process.
If we hadn't come to Port Charles, she'd still be alive.
And your sister would be dead.
Don't pretend you give a damn about Leslie Lou. You came here for one reason, and that was to get revenge on Luke Spencer. Well, mission accomplished. Who cares if I lost my sister and my mother in the process?
But you still have me. No matter what else you think of me, you know that I love you.
How do I know you're not just faking it? How do I know there aren't some extenuating circumstances, as you put it?
You're unhappy here. I can see that. Now, if you wish to return to Greece, I will make the arrangements.
If I wanted to go back to Greece, I don't need your permission. I'm staying here because of Bobby. Yeah. She convinced me that by staying, that I could do something to make my mother proud of me. No matter what you say, I'm her son too.
Love your mother. Honor her memory. I support you in that 100%. But never forget, you are first and always a Cassadine.
That's for me to decide now, not you.
Don't walk away from me. Nicholas, come back here, I command you.
Sorry. Those days are over now.
Nicholas!
Who was that before the accident? Well, younger, for one thing.
Weren't we all?
And a real mutt.
I sincerely doubt that.
Oh, no. My nose was too big and my chin was too small. Really, the accident was the best thing that could have happened to me.
Why do I get the feeling that you don't want to talk about your past?
Another time. I promise.
Well, don't wait too long. To compensate for my paralysis, my imagination is working overtime. There's no telling what I might dream up.
I can't believe you'd ask me that question again.
Just answer it.
My answer hasn't changed from last time. No. I didn't sleep with Miranda.
But you wanted to.
Don't go there.
Just one last time to see if the passion's still alive.
Why are you doing this? Don't you see how destructive this is? I think we should quit this conversation while we're ahead.
I think you're wrong. I'm so sorry if this is disappointing you. But this is who you married. I'm showing you the real me right now. All I want in return is to know who the hell you are.
You're really getting off on this, aren't you, Taggart?
I enjoy it even more when you're behind bars.
Ho. What's your beef with me, anyway?
No beef. I just don't like you.
No. This is something else. This is personal. What, I remind you of somebody you don't like?
Shut up, Corinthos. Get in the wagon.
Look, I'm, sorry it came to this. I'll help you any way I can.
You can help by calling off your dogs, Mac. One more time. My dad didn't do anything. Stefan Cassadine shot Catherine. He's lying through his teeth. How can you believe him?
Save your breath, cowboy. Concentrate on the contingency plan. Your job now is to take care of your mother and your sister until I'm out of jail.
Don't worry. I'll make sure they all get back to Port Charles safely. And I'll put a 24-hour guard on them until we get this thing straightened out.
We have to find Nicholas.
What'd you say?
Honey, you might want to let that be.
No, I have to tell him the truth before somebody else does.
Do what you have to do.
As soon as I've seen Nicholas, I'll come to see you.
Mom, you okay? You okay?
Will you go upstairs and check on your sister for me, please?
I don't think
Do as I
should leave
say.
you.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's all falling apart. Everything's falling apart.
Did I hear Nicholas?
Yes.
Oh. Is everything all right?
We had another argument.
He's upset about Laura.
You know, he told me that you're the reason he's still in Port Charles.
Well, I really can't take credit for that. He made up his own mind.
Nonetheless, I'm very grateful to you. You know, we've been so close for so many years, and yet I wasn't aware that he was so unhappy.
Don't worry. The worst is over. From here on in, things can only get better.
See you downtown.
Luke, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was being followed.
Yeah, he's sorry. That and a couple quarters get you riding a bus. You know what I'm trying to figure out is why Mac was tailing you in the first place.
He thought I was cheating on Felicia.
See, you know, that's why I said never get involved with amateurs.
The whole thing was an accident waiting to happen. I must have been out of my skull to think I could go underground this close to Port Charles with 2 kids, a dog, and a whacked-out mother-in-law. I mean, they're just trying to get that circus on a plane right now. My chances were about 1,000,000 to 1, let's face it.
Yeah, but we were close.
Yeah, close means squat in a paddy wagon.
I'll tell you, Castine really racked it up this time. Not only did he get you two, now he's got a reason to get rid of me.
Don't worry about Cassadine. In about 2 hours, he's going to be up to his bat ears in explanations. Starting with, why did he shoot Catherine Bell?
I'm the man who loves you, Brenda. Try to remember that before you say something you can't take back.
No. This is exactly what I want to be doing. I'm putting everything out on the table. See, I'm not sitting on any bombshells that are going to blow our marriage up.
I know it was a mistake not to tell you about Miranda. I admit that. But we are way past that now.
Let me ask you something. If Miranda hadn't have come here, would you have ever told me about her?
Well, if I say yes, you won't believe me. If I say no, you'll be convinced even more that you can't trust me. It's a no-win situation.
Yeah, it's the story of my life.
Yeah, well, maybe it's time you changed your scenario. Stop buying into Sonny's paranoia before it destroys us.
What? Wait a minute. Why are you trying to turn this whole thing around? This doesn't have anything to do with Sonny.
Oh, the hell it doesn't. He deliberately, he found Miranda, he brought her here to break us up. Don't let him do it, Brenda.
How am I supposed to do that?
Forget about her.
How am I supposed to forget about her when she is still here? Just waiting for something to go wrong between us so she can pick up the pieces, right?
It won't happen if you don't let it.
You are so naive when it comes to her. Are you aware of that? Do you realize that every step that girl has taken has been calculated since she came here? No, Jax. She did not let you go because of the explosion. She used that explosion to tie you to her forever. Why can't we, hey, let's just put it all out in the open. Can't we just say it? She still wants you. I know it. You know it.
Oh, please, Brenda, stop. You know, I can't hear any more of this.
See, why? Why is it that no matter what happens, Miranda comes out smelling like a rose and I end up looking like the shallow one?
I'm trying to be fair.
Well, I don't feel like being fair right now. Can you tell that? I am in love with you, and if you think that I'm gonna stand by and play by some stupid
that's it. You know what? I
rules
give up.
because
I
she's
give up.
manipulating you. You think that she is so perfect, don't you? Well, guess what? Nobody's perfect, Jax. I'll prove to you that nobody's perfect.
Catherine. Come see our tree. Come on, you can do it. Come on.
Where are you?
You going out?
Yes. To the hospital. There are quite a few last-minute details to take care of. I want tomorrow's ceremonies to go smoothly.
Nicholas,
I just came in to say goodnight.
would you like to keep me company for a while? Your uncle has some work to do with GH.
Yes, to prepare for the dedication of the renovations honoring your mother and grandmother. I assume you're planning to attend?
Nicholas, I was hoping you would be my escort tomorrow, since your uncle's going to be tied up.
I didn't know my grandmother, Leslie. But my mother was a very honest, decent person. I know that now. And I want to give her the respect in death that I never gave her in life.
It's my fault. It's my fault. Don't cry, Laura. Oh my God. Oh my God.